Father, Emanuel ben Zina, and this year is the 19th year of his memorial. Usually we do some kind of a gathering at a restaurant or another event, but we decided to make it a Shiur Torah for everybody and support Hazak in this time and year that we're in society, that we have issues that everybody needs to be a part of. Bezrat Hashem, may the inspirational words of Rav Ilan Meirov grant us all baracha, atzlacha, briyut, parnasa, and at the same time grant my father an aliyah. I want to say thank you to my sister and my mom who is here today, my wife, and also we have family members and brothers and sisters in Israel. I want to thank them all in participating, and with no further ado, we'd like to introduce Rav Ilan Meirov up to the stage. God bless you.
Good evening, Morai v'Rabotai. Tizkuru l'shanim rabot, neimot v'tovot. You know, we just finished the holiday of Pesach, and after a month long of scrubbing and cleaning our houses, and then one full week of basically eating and sleeping, it's very impressive to see so many people showing up for a shiur on a Sunday night. Bezrat Hashem, I really hope I can keep you guys awake, and hopefully we can inspire you with a few words of chizuk Bezrat Hashem. Today's shiur is dedicated Le'ilui NISHMAT Emanuel ben Zina. Ruach Hashem tenachenu began Eden. You know, before we begin, maybe I'll just share with you a very small point so you can understand why it's important to make these kind of shiurim on someone's yortzeit, on the Yeshua. Yonatan just mentioned it's 19 years since his father passed away, and usually he has something in a restaurant, everyone's eating, drinking, l'chaim, another l'chaim, and they're drinking more, and another l'chaim, and they're doing this all Le'ilui Nishmat someone. And Baruch Hashem today, they took a different approach. They brought some refreshments, people made brachot, we're having Shiur Torah Le'ilui Nishmat. I want you to understand how powerful what he's doing tonight really is. We have Pirkei Avot. In Pirkei Avot it says in the 3rd chapter, that if you look at 3 things, Yistakel b'shosha dvarim, look at 3 things, ve'en adam ba lidei avera. You won't come to do an avera. You won't come to sin. What are those 3 things? Da me'ayin bata. Know where you came from. Ule'an ata holech. Know where you're going. Ve'lifnei mi ata atid litem din v'cheshbon. And you should know before whom you're going to be passing judgment after 120 years. Me'ayin bata. Where did you come from? Miti pasrucha. You came from nothing. Ule'an ata holech. Where are you going? Lemakom afar ima v'tole'ah. You're going to go deep down under the ground. Earth. Worms. Ve'lifnei mi ata atid litem din v'cheshbon. Before whom are you going to give din, judgment, v'cheshbon, and accountability? Lifnei melech malchei hamelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, before the King of all kings. Ladies and gentlemen, listen very carefully. What does it say? It says, before whom are you going to give din v'cheshbon? Judgment and accountability. Anyone's been to court before over here? You have to raise your hands. If you've been to court, generally, what they do is, they start off with the cheshbon. They start looking into the case. They investigate. Were you responsible? Were you part of it? Were you not part of it? And once they do the accounting, the cheshbon, then they come, boom! They give the din, they give the judgment. You don't have the judgment and then the accountability. You first have to look into the case, then you have the judgment. So if that is so, why is it the Chachamim, our sages, are telling us, know before whom you're giving din v'cheshbon. Before whom you're going to give judgment and accountability. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Cheshbon and din. First in Shamayim, in heaven, they should what? They should look into your life, what you accomplished, what you didn't, what you did right, what you did wrong, and then give us a deen. But no, it says, no, who are we giving deen b'cheshbon, judgment and accountability. What's going on over here? You should know, obviously, up in Shamayim, in the heavens, they judge us fairly, no question about it. As fair as it gets. Hatzur tamim pa'olo. I didn't get to the scary part. Keep the lights on. Hatzur tamim pa'olo. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, everything's perfect. Everything is perfect. But you know what happens? Listen very carefully. It's very important for you to know this. After the person gets the deen, they give the judgment for the person that passed away. Every single year, what do? They do a whole new accounting. What did he or she leave in this world? What is going on in this world? From his children, grandchildren, community, what is going on in his or her memory? So after the person passes away, ladies and gentlemen, the cheshbon keeps going. So tonight, we're sitting here, we have the askara, and in Shamayim, this neshama is getting a lot of points. Baruch Hashem, people came here, they got to eat, they got to drink, they made brachot, they're hearing divrei Torah, and Be'ezrat Hashem, they're changing. They're really making changes in their life. The NISHMAT is individual. I want to tell you something very interesting that the Ben Ish Chai writes in Rav Pe'alim. I'm going to read this to you inside, because he was asked, the Ben Ish Chai was asked, regarding yortzites, how long do we have to keep this yortzite going on for? After a person passes away, 5 years, 10 years, 60 years, 100, what's the number? Listen to what the Ben Ish Chai writes in Rav Pe'alim, in Sod Yesharim Chelek Daled. Look what he writes. He says, Yom HaYortzeit, En lo gevul. En lo gevul b'shanim. There's no boundaries in years. Ve'afilu im yechyeh haben 120 shanim. Even if the children live 120 years. Achar ptirat aviv or imo, after the passing of their father or mother, tzarich לעשות כל ימי חייו יום יורצייט למנוחת אביו ואמו. He must do every single year the yortzeit of Yeshua in memory of his father and mother. How? Kaddish, ner, light the candles, tzedakah, give charity, limud, study Torah, have shiurim. Why? מפני כי נפש האדם, because the soul of a person, אף על פי שנפטרה מהעולם הזה, even though he already passed away, וניצולה מכל עונש, and he already has no more judgment, no more punishment in Shamayim. He's already clean, נכנסה לגן עדן, he's already in Gan Eden. Says the Ben Ish Chai, אינה קונה שלמות העליות שלה בפעם אחת. It doesn't complete its aliyah, going up and up, in one shot. Rather, עולה בהדרגות בזמנים חלוקים. It goes up in stages. ויש נשמה שאפילו עד 1,000 שנים לא תגיע לכל המעלות שלה הראויה. There's some souls that might take 1,000 years just to get to their place. Therefore, the minhag that we have, and many communities have, that you do the yortzeit for your mother, your father, your grandmother, your grandfather, even when they passed away 70, 80, 90 years ago, chazak u'baruch. You're doing a tremendous aliyah neshama, taking them to higher and higher levels every single year. And if you do it with more Torah and more Torah, that is the greatest way you could do it. Now I want to tell you another secret. The Ben Ish Chai had a student, the Kaf HaChaim. The Kaf HaChaim, Rav Yaakov Chaim Sofer, he writes something even more. And Siman Nun Hey, he writes as follows. He says, I'm not going to read the whole thing, I'll just read the conclusion. Yesh noagim, some people have a minhag, lomar kaddish, batra, to say the final kaddish, kodem aleinu l'shabach, before aleinu l'shabach, when? Bechol arvit Shabbat, every Friday night by arvit. Every Friday night by arvit, they say the final kaddish before aleinu l'shabach. Why? In memory of aviv ve'imo, his father or mother. And look what he had. Afilu achar kama shanim. Even after many years, when they passed away 20 years ago, every Friday night, afilu en lo yortzeit b'oto shavua. Even if there's no yortzeit that week. That means every Friday night of the year, says the Kaf HaChaim, people have a minhag to do Kaddish in memory of their father or mother right before Aleinu Shabbat HaVaravit, every Friday night. Nothing to do with Askara, nothing to do with Yeshua or the Yortzeit. And then the Kaf HaChaim brings down from the Chesed Alafim. He brings down in Siman Nun Vav from the Chesed Alafim. Anyone that doesn't know, Chesed Alafim is authored by Rabbi Eliezer Papo. He wrote a book called Pele Yoetz. One of the biggest Chachamim Mikubalim. The Ben Ish Chai's book is based on his Sefer. So look what the Chesed Alafim writes even more than this. Listen to this. He says, Ra'ui le'ish hayarev v'rach halevav. It's appropriate for a man that has fear of heaven and is concerned for himself. It's appropriate that before he dies, letzavot et banav, he should command his children, שישתדלו לומר איזה קדיש בכל יום, תמיד, כל הימים. That they should say Kaddish for him every single day, from the day he passes away till they pass away. Every day one Kaddish. And the best Kaddish is Kaddish of learning Torah. So Morai v'Rabotai, I'm not telling you to take upon these minagim. What I am telling you is that when the Yortzeit does come along, this is the best way to do it. Torah, brachot, Kaddish, tefillah, tzedakah. So what you're doing, Mr. Yonatan, you are a role model for the whole community. Chazak Baruch Tiyeh, and your father in the Neshama should continue having aliyah and aliyah and aliyah, and it should be Menit Yosher for you and your whole family. Amen. Amen. So we talked about helping the Neshama. Let's talk about ourselves a little bit now. As we just said, we finished Pesach. I don't know about you. I could have had Pesach another week or two. It was beautiful. The women maybe not, they won't agree with me, but for me definitely was beautiful. We read in Haggadah Shel Pesach a famous story. We had the story of the 5 Tanaim, the 5 sages that were in Bnei Brak. There were 5 sages that were in Bnei Brak, and all night long they were what? Discussing the story of Mitzrayim, the Egypt, how we left Egypt, the miracles, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, how Hashem saved us. Who were these 5 Chachamim? It says you had Rabbi Eliezer Gadol, Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Yeshua ben Chananya, that's number 2. You had Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, Rabbi Akiva, and Rabbi Talfon. These are the 5 rabbis that stayed up all night talking about what? About the story of Egypt. How does this story end off? The students came, Kodarav, it's getting time for Shacharit. Kriyat Rav Shacharit, you guys are sitting here all night, let's go. You got to finish up. I have a simple question for you. These 5 rabbis are great people. Are they the only rabbis that stayed up all night? I'm sure if you look throughout Jewish history, many rabbis stayed up all night on Pesach, studying Torah, and discussing the story of Egypt, and the miracles of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So why only these 5 rabbis are being mentioned in Haggadah Shel Pesach? What's special about them? What's unique about these individuals? Anyone that studies a little bit history of Chachamim, you will see something interesting about all these 5 sages. With the raise of hands, anyone knows Rabbi Eliezer Gadol, who he was, what his history was? Anyone? Rabbi Eliezer Gadol was the son of a multi-millionaire. His father was one of the Ashirim, one of the richest people. When he was, Rabbi Eliezer, when he was a 28-year-old man, he was an Am Haaretz. Did not even know how to say Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, he didn't know how to start Shema Yisrael. That's Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Yeshua ben Chananya, it says in the Gemara, he was a very poor man. When Rabbi Gamliel came to his house, he looked at the ceilings and the walls, it was all black, it was almost as if it was going to collapse on him. Namash, broken down. He was a poor man. Then we have Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. He was an 18-year-old prodigy. Rosh Yeshiva at the age of 18 years old. And then you have Rabbi Talfon. He was a multi-millionaire. Self-made multi-millionaire. And then you have Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva, we all know. What was Rabbi Akiva? From a family of converts. Did not even know Aleph Bet at the age of 40 years old. These 5 people were sitting on the night of Pesach together, learning Torah all night long. You know what we learn from here? Every single one of them represents a certain part of society. We have a very poor person. We have a very rich person. We have a genius at the age of 18. We have an Am Haaretz till the age of 40. But you know what? There's a rule. If there is a will, there is a way. If a person wants, he can reach very great heights. The reason why we read about those 5 and what's significant about them is because every single man sitting in this room is one of those 5. And we're not expecting you to become Rabbi Akiva, Rabbi Tarfon, Rabbi... We're expecting you to become the best you can become. But that only happens if you believe in yourself. You know, every woman sitting here, if you're married, or if you have a son, or if you have a brother, you want your family members to go in the path of Torah. You want your husband to be studying, you know, to get involved with a kollel maybe at nights, to learn every single night. It's everyone's aspiration. At least it should be your aspiration. How could you, sitting to my right, make that happen with your husband or with your child? How do you make that happen? There's a famous story I like to tell over. There was once a mayor of a certain city. Mayor. He was shopping with his wife. They're going to buy some clothes, right? This store, that store. Then they go buy some shoes. While they were in the shoe store, the husband realized that his wife was looking a little bit too much at the salesman. So he tells her, hey, snap out of it, what are you doing? So his wife snaps out of it, and she has a little smile, and she tells her husband, you know, about 25 years ago, I dated this guy. So the husband looks at her, and he says, could you just imagine? Could you imagine had you married him, you'll be married to a shoe salesman? So she wasn't, she responded back to her husband, no, actually, if I would have married him, he would be the mayor of this city. Ladies, there's a pitgam, there's a saying, that the man is the head of the house. He's the head. Balabait, right? You're the head of the house. But the woman is the neck of the house. You can help guide the head towards a certain direction. It's really your achrayut to try to encourage, to push your husband, your children to go out and study Torah. You have to encourage them. You have to push them, because you know what? They work very hard, Baruch Hashem, to come back home from work. They want to have their choy juice, they want to have some hati, they want to have some food, and then relax. No one wants to go and break their heads at a shiur. But you got to encourage them to go out and learn. We just mentioned the story of Rabbi Akiva. I'm not going to read the whole story, but if you look at the story of Rabbi Akiva's life, I'm sure all of you heard it before. It's a story that shows you the power of a isha, of a woman. You know, the Gemara in Ketuvot says, and Samech Bet Amud Bet, all the way at the bottom, it says that Rabbi Akiva Ra'aya de Ben Kalba Savua Hava. He was a shepherd of Kalba Savua. You know what Kalba Savua is? What's Kalba mean? A dog. What does Savua mean? Like Savea, satisfied. Very good. So he was a shepherd of Kalba Savua. What kind of name is that? Kalba Savua. So Rashi tells us, Shem Echad Me'ashirei Yerushalayim. Kalba Savua is a name of one of the richest people in Jerusalem. Shekol hanichnas lebeto ra'ev. Anyone that comes into his house hungry, kekelev, like a dog, right? Haya yotze saveh. He'll come out satisfied. Like the typical grandmother of our community. You come into the house hungry, you come out satisfied, Baruch Hashem. Kalba Savua, that's who Rabbi Akiva used to work for. Now, as he's working there, Chazikeh berateh dahav tzaniya u'ma'aleh. Oh, this Kalba Savua had a daughter. She noticed this worker that her father has. He's very modest and good midot. Right? She saw modesty and good midot. What does she say? She says, listen, if I agreed to get married to you, would you agree to go to yeshiva and learn Torah? Remember, Rabbi Akiva at this point is an Amaretz. He doesn't know anything. But she sees what? A man with good midot, good character traits, and he has certain modesty. Not a man that's ho ho ho, he he he, that has no midot and you think you'll change it when you get married. Right? She saw a guy with good midot. She said, if I get married to you, are you willing to go to yeshiva and learn? So, Amala in. He said to her, absolutely yes. I'm willing to go out and learn. Do you know what happens? They got married quietly. Who was Mikadesher. And then she sent him to go learn. The father of this woman, Rachel was her name. The father of this girl threw her out of the house. Not only did he throw her out of the house, just in case this guy married his daughter to get some money out of it, he made a neder, a promise that his daughter won't get $1. She won't enjoy any of his assets. Ladies and gentlemen, to keep a long story short, this Akiva went to learn yeshiva, and he was quote-unquote steiging away for 12 years, plus another 12 years for 24 years. After 24 years, what did he have? 24,000 students. He became the greatest sage of our generation, of that generation.
Is Rabbi Akiva,
the famous Rabbi Akiva.
Rabbi Akiva had his own kids?
He had these 24,000 students.
But not his own.
No, this is talking about 24,000 students that he had. Morai v'Rabutai. What happens is, eventually, when he comes back, his father-in-law, not realizing it's his son-in-law, heard a big tzaddik coming to the city. And he came along and he made a Tarat Nedarim, not realizing that the person that he was talking to was who? His own son-in-law. And his son-in-law told him, it's me. And Baruch Hashem, he accepted him. And like I said, he became one of the greatest scholars we've had. But what's the key word up here? What did Rabbi Akiva tell his students? The key word that he said is, Sheli v'shelachem shelahu. Rabbi Akiva says, everything I have, and everything you, all the students have, you know whose it is? It's hers. It's my wife. It's her zechut. Everything I am is because of her. Ladies, you have the power to give the push, the encouragement to your husband, to your son, to get involved in Limud Torah. And you might say, well, what do I get out of it? He's learning Torah, he's going to get, and I have to clean up the house myself. Right? I need someone after Pesach to help me take the pots in and out, clean this, clean that. What's going on over here? Right? It's a fair question. What, the man's going to go, get himself Olam Haba after 120 and she's going to be there? So I want you to understand something very interesting. You read Shirat Hayam. You're reading about how the Jews crossed the Yam Suf. Right? I want you to understand these miracles. We read it as if it's like some story from, I don't know where, from Dr. Seuss. You know? This happens, the frogs come, the blood comes. Morai v'Rabutai, you have to realize, just imagine these situations. When we talk about these miracles, you think, oh, it happened a long time ago. It didn't really happen such a long time ago. 3,300 years, not so long. If you think about it, you have people sitting over here that are 50, 60, 70 years old, shtubelim. And you met your grandfather, who was born, let's just say, 1850. So your grandfather met his grandfather, who goes back to 1775. And he met his grandfather, who goes back to 1700. If you just take a chain between you to your grandfather to his, it's about 35, 40 grandfathers away. We're talking about 40 grandfathers away, is when Am Yisrael crossed the Yam Suf. Not too far off. Not such a long time ago. And Jews all over the world, whether you come from Morocco, or Syria, or Poland, or Russia, we're all celebrating the same holiday. We're reading the same Haggadah, even though we didn't see each other for hundreds, if not thousands of years. No contact. That means our great-grandparents and their great-grandparents were in the same place 3,000 years ago. This we know as concrete facts. You have to instill this not just in your hearts, in the hearts of your children and your grandchildren. Let them know this is not stam sipurim that you watch on television. So listen carefully. Am Yisrael is crossing the Yam Suf. You have the Egyptians attacking us. They have horses and their riders. They have their swords. And here we have a bunch of Jews, men, women, and children running. Finally, we thought we escaped. But guess what? There's the water right in front of us. The Yam Suf, the ocean. It's basically you jump into the ocean and you die, or you wait for the Egyptians to kill you. Shtabach Shem Ola'at, as your great-great-grandparents could attest to you, everything opened up. The Yam Suf opened up for us. We crossed on dry land. They're following us. Shtabach Shemo, the water covers them. The horse and the rider were killed. So we sing every day, the Shir Moshe, right? We sing it every day b'Shacharit. And it says that Miriam and Neviah, Miriam, the sister of Aaron, the sister of Moshe, she also sang a song. What did she sing? What were the words she said? No? You don't remember what you sang back then? Anyone? She repeated these same words. Right? She said as follows, Shiru LaHashem, sing out to Hashem, ki ga'o ga'a, sus ve'rochovo, rama bayon. Hashem took the horse and the rider and he threw him into the ocean. That's the song that they sang. Hashem took the horse and the rider, the Egyptian guy that's on it, and they drowned in the ocean. They were all killed. Can I ask you a question? What's the significance? The horse and the rider. The horse and the rider. Why did they make a big story out of it? Hashem drowned the horse and the person riding it. The real question is, what did the horse do? The horse is an animal. It followed the direction of, right? The person that's leading it. So the women are screaming, the horse and the rider were drowned in the ocean. Listen carefully, Morai V'Rabotai, what's going on over here. When the Jews left Egypt, we left Mitzrayim, they're about to accept the Torah. We're about to accept the Torah. Shtabach Shemo, Am Yisrael, about to receive the Torah. And who's obligated to learn it every single day? The people to my left. You're obligated to learn every single day. The women also obligated to learn the halachot that pertain to them. But the application and the severity of Bitul Torah is on the men. And the reward of Limud Torah is so great. Some of the women were saying, what's going on over here? The reward, my husband goes to learn, he'll get reward, and I'm sitting at home. Is this fair? Is this right? Do you know what Miriam says? Sus ve'rochvo rama bayam. When Hashem punished, He punished the horse and the rider. So when Hashem gives reward, He'll reward my husband who's learning, and I'm the one that pushed him to learn. I also get the reward. So when you're sitting at home and you're eating popcorn, right, before your husband leaves, you should be cleaning. Go learn. Then when he leaves, you can sit down and eat popcorn. He's learning, you're eating popcorn, you get the exact reward like him. Unbelievable. So women, take advantage. What do you get? Your husband is sitting at home, watching boxing, right? Why? What do you get out of it? And also the man, how much Bitul Torah you can do? How much boxing, how much sports could you watch? How many times you can watch the news over and over again? Right? If you could start something in this community. Baruch Hashem, you have good rabbis, you have good people over here. Right? Shiurim that we do is nice. Once a week, once every 2 weeks. This is a nice thing to have, an outing together. But we need someone to step up to the plate. I'm not sure who it's going to be. Someone has to stand up, be the nachshon, and say we're going to have learning groups every night. Where people could come and learn in Russian, in Hebrew, Gemara, Halakha, Musar. And the woman, if such a poster ever comes up on the wall of the shul, you're going to force your husband to go. Encourage him. And the men, you should tell your wife you want to go. And Bezrat Hashem, you'll see so much bracha, so much simchat ha'chaim, so much shalom bayit. You know, the Torah isn't just a history book. It's Hora'at Chaim. It's giving you the directions, how to live life. It's giving us hashkafa of how to live life. It's giving you a purpose to life. Now those that don't learn consistently see it as, oh, I don't know, it's too difficult, it's too hard. I don't know, it's not for me, it's not for this, it's not for that. It's really meant for the yeshiva people. I wasn't raised in the yeshiva, I went to public school, my parents were religious, I was in communist Russia. Everyone has great excuses. But you know what? If you look at the Haggadah Shel Pesach, and we'll end off with this. You look at the Haggadah Shel Pesach, it tells over Jewish history. Arami Oved Avi tells us a story, right? How we have Terach. Who was Terach? Terach, the father of Avraham Avinu. Terach was what? Oved Avodah Zarah. He did idol worship. So Terach did idol worship. And he had a son Abraham. And Abraham had who? Yishmael. And also Yitzchak. And Yitzchak had who? Yaakov and Esav. This is what we're telling over at the Haggadah Shel Pesach to our children and our grandchildren. Can I ask you a question? If you tell over your lineage to your children, why talk about the bad people of your family? Oh, I had a great uncle that did this. And I had my grandfather's brother that did that. Why tell them the bad side? Tell them the good side. Oh, this one was a rabbi. This guy was a big philanthropist. This guy did chesed. Why tell them about the bad people in the family? Why do we care about Ishmael and Esav and Terach? That's, in the black box. Not for children to know about. Why are we discussing the bad people? You know what the answer is, ladies and gentlemen? Terach was Avodah Zarah. Rasha. Abraham could have said, I don't know about me, my father doesn't know anything, so I'm out also. But look what Abraham Avinu became. He didn't use his father's deficiency as an excuse not to grow. Abraham himself had two sons, Yitzchak and Ishmael. One was a Rasha, one was a Tzaddik. You know why? To tell you, if you're a Tzaddik, your children are not automatically Tzaddikim. There's no guarantees in life. Now, if you're going to come along and say, wait, but Abraham had two wives, Hagar and Sarah. So Hagar had a bad one, and Sarah had Yitzchak. That's a good one. Therefore, we say Yitzchak had two children, twins from the same mother. Yaakov and Esav, one tzaddik, one rasha. They tell you that even from the same mother, from the same pregnancy, nothing is guaranteed. When it comes to Yahadut, you gotta put your effort. You gotta put your effort. Don't assume because your kids go to yeshiva, everything's perfect. If you don't have a personal relationship with your children, you're asking for trouble. If your child is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, and you don't know who their friends are, you don't know who their enemies are, quote unquote, you don't know what's bothering them in school, you don't know what's happening in their lives, that means, forgive me for saying it, you're failing as a father or mother. You have to talk to your children every single day. No, Uben, what's happening? What'd you do? Where'd you go? What'd you see? Now, when he opens up to you as a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old and 7-year-old, when he's 15, he'll open up to you. And you're walking in, Uben John, what's happening? Who are you? What do you mean you ask me what's happening? You never asked me this question your whole life. There has to be a connection between the parent and the child from a young age. You get that little cute little girl of yours, that 4-year-old, to talk to you every day. 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13. You'll see when she's a teenager, she's in trouble. Who's she coming to? Not her 17-year-old friend that knows nothing. She's coming to you. She's coming to her mother or father. Very important to build relationships with your children. Nothing's guaranteed. You've had the greatest Reshaim having tzaddikim as children. The greatest tzaddikim, chas v'shalom lehefech. You gotta put your effort. The Chavetz Chaim, one of his sons came over to him and says, Abba, give me a bracha to have tzaddikim, children tzaddikim, yirat shamayim. So he gave a bracha that he should have children. No, Abba, give me a bracha, I should have children tzaddikim. He gave him a bracha that he should have children. But Abba, children are tzaddikim. No, children to be tzaddikim, you have to work hard for it. That's not a bracha. Dad, you have to pray, you have to work hard. Right? And that's the message tonight. Every single one of us. You could be in a situation like Rabbi Eliezer HaGadol. You come from a wealthy lineage, and you're an Amaretz till the age of 28. Or you could be like Rabbi Talfon, where you're a multimillionaire yourself. Or Rabbi Yoshua ben Chananya, who's the poorest guy. Or Rabbi Akiva, who doesn't know Aleph Bet till the age of 40. Or Rabbi Eliezer Zarelis, genius at the age of 18. Doesn't matter who you are. If you want something, you can acquire it. And you, as women, have to push your husbands. Husbands, push your wives. Have to have classes for women as well over in the community. Keep building more and more Torah. Connect with your children. That is what Pesach is all about. That's a message of Klal Yisrael in general. To connect, to talk, to communicate, and through that we take that link that I talked to you about, 35, 40 grandfathers away, and we pass it on to the next generation. Be'ezrat Hashem Yeh Ratzon, every single one of you, Kosh Baruch Hu should give you, Al Teh Birkat Kala, Birkat Yedot Kala B'Einecha. Hashem should give every single one of you the koach, and the briut, and the chokhmah, to have true shalom bayit Be'ezrat Hashem. You should be raising your children, B'derech HaTorah B'Mitzvot, and every single one of us should really learn from Mr. Yonatan, like I said before. When I have Yeshua, if you want to make a meal in a restaurant, beautiful. Make sure you make it to Shiurei Torah in the restaurant. Not just everyone drinking for 2 hours and the rabbi speaking, no one listens. Right? But the best thing is, if you want to get people to focus, in the Beit Knesset itself. You come here, people are learning, and then the Shamayim is getting an aliyah, and an aliyah, and an aliyah. It's unbelievable. It's like an elevator. You're sending him straight up to the top floor. Be'ezrat Hashem, like we said, Yonatan, Hashem should give your father an aliyah, and he should be a Midat Yosher, and he should see nachat from all your children, Be'ezrat Hashem, and we should get together always in smachot, v'chen yiratzon, and amar amen.